Well, good morning, everyone. It is 9 o'clock. Today is day 2 of the public hearings for the fiscal year 2022 annual IDEA Part B state application. My name is Derek Hollingsworth. I work in the Office of Special Education Programs. I'll be conducting today's hearing. We're going to wait just another minute or so to see if anybody decides to come in late. We occasionally do have some people that do stop in right at the last minute, who might want to provide testimony. And then, so we'll give them another minute or so. And then I'll have a couple of perfunctory remarks, and then we'll get started with our public testimony. Ms. Esteban, are you interested in providing testimony today? All right. It's 9:03. We're going to go ahead and get started. Please clearly state and spell your full name. If you are representing an organization, please clearly state the name of the organization you are representing. You will have only 3 minutes to speak. The timer will start after you have stated your name and, if applicable, the name of the organization you are representing. A 30-second warning will be given. At the end of the 3 minutes, you will be given a signal to stop. Once the stop signal is given, you may complete your sentence, and then you must stop. TEA staff will not be responding to your comments today, nor will TEA staff ask or answer any questions. And so our first presenter today will be the first testimony will be given by Mrs. Lisa Flores. So Ms. Flores, whenever you're ready, ma'am.
I am unable to turn my camera on. It says the host is prohibiting it. Would you like my camera on or off?
That's not necessary, ma'am.
Okay. My name is Lisa Flores, Lisa Flores. I am an advocacy specialist with Easter Seals, Central Texas, and I'm making my comments on behalf of them today. First, the high cost funds is okay. We agree with the amount allotted, but do believe that there should be a process, sunset review to improve the process and to review it. In item K under optional authorized activities, $2 million for behavioral interventions and supports and appropriate mental health services is not appropriate. That amount is too low given the current challenges that are in schools. Under item L, zero allotment for meeting personnel shortages is completely unacceptable in today's climate, and the shortage of staff, not only teachers, but evaluators and related services providers. We also find in line item Q, the development and implementation of transition programs to be unacceptable with zero allotted there. Given the climate in Texas right now for post-secondary activities and opportunities for this population, this is wholly inappropriate. And $14 million for the development and provision of accommodations for STAR is completely inappropriate. This should be a state expenditure as it is a required state assessment. There is no data or information to support that STAR translates to more robust services or better services for students with disabilities. It is our belief that the funds from IDA should go to directly supporting students, not measuring this is an inappropriate expenditure of $14 million. And we think that it would be better utilized in the categories that I described. That is it for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Next is Christine Brogel.
Yes, thank you. My name is Christine, Christine Brogel, Broughal, and I'm speaking today on behalf of Texans for Special Education Reform. We would like to start by thanking TEA for the opportunity to provide comment on the IDEA application. And we would also like to actually take a moment to thank TEA for making specific allocation of funding for capacity building and to support the use of technology to maximize access to the general education curriculum. We do appreciate that effort on TEA's behalf. Unfortunately, we agree with Easter Seals and with Disability Rights Texas that the amount or the failure of TEA to allocate any funding at all or to commit to allocating any funding at all for helping local education agencies address personnel shortages is wholly unacceptable. As a parent-led organization, I can tell you from across the state, we have been hearing from parents nonstop for the past year about the lack of staff, the lack of service providers, the lack of teachers that their students are experiencing in their schools. This is a huge issue across the state, and for TEA to ignore it by not specifically allocating funds to address it is it's turning a deaf ear to the people that they are sworn to serve. We also agree that $14 million for the development and of alternative assessments is too much, and for accommodating students and taking STAR, monies would be much better spent elsewhere, such as increasing the value for addressing personnel shortages, for addressing positive behavioral supports, which will ensure that students remain in classrooms to be able to access that general education curriculum. We also agree with the failure to provide any funding for transition is unacceptable. And we really hope that TEA will reconsider and make these specific commitments to allocate funding for those extremely imperative services for our students. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. There are no other speakers have signed up. Ms. Litzinger, are you still just listening today?
Yes, I'm still just listening. I haven't gotten what I'm saying approved yet from my organization.
Okay, that's perfectly fine, ma'am.
Thank you.
And Ms. Esteban, are you still just listening today?
Yes, I'm a parent, not with an organization. I'm just a parent of a special education student who would love to see more funding for staffing and better supports for dyslexia services.
Well, thank you very much for coming to the meeting today, ma'am. parents are always welcome to come, and we certainly appreciate your willingness to be here and provide any input. I believe that is everybody that has either signed up or is in the room. As a reminder to everyone, this meeting is being recorded, so the transcript will be available either later today or early next week on the TEA YouTube channel. As always, you're more than welcome to submit supplemental written comments. Those comments are accepted anytime via email at spedrule@tea.texas.gov. That's in the chat. And the public comment period runs through May the 4th, 2022. So if there's no other comments or anything else, thank you very much for attending, and this hearing is adjourned.